What's up YouTube, this is Demkeys back again with another Unity tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you about materials. Materials can change the visual appearance of an object. You can add a lot of detail using materials, depending on how good you are with it. But everyone is a beginner at one point. You'll get good eventually. So let's begin. I have created a sphere and a wall. I just created a cube and enlarged it. This is because I'm going to add a brick material to it, so it'll look like a brick wall, so I wanted it to be big. So yeah, let's start by creating our material, and I will name this wall underscore mat. Now in materials, what kind of detail you're going to have in your object um, is decided by what shader you choose. Different shaders have different effects, and based on what you're looking for, what kind of result you're expecting, you should choose the appropriate shader. Currently diffuse is selected. This is the default for, well, whenever you create a material, this is what will be selected by default. Now I'm going to import two files into our project. This is a texture and this is a normal map. What is a normal map? A normal map basically helps you to add fake details to your object. Now normally if you wanted a brick wall to show bricks protruding out of the wall, you would have to have the model designed in that way, and so there would be a whole lot of detail in it, because there would be a whole lot of polygons, and because there would be a whole lot of polygons, so there is a chance that the image might not the image, the model might end up being too heavy. So you can alternatively you can use a normal map that will create somewhat the same effect, but if that's enough for you, then you should definitely go with this option. Of course, it's your preference. So yeah, what was I gonna do? Yeah. Oh, I should also tell you, I will not be going into all the shaders that I mentioned over here, just a few of them. In fact, maybe three, just three. Feel free to experiment with them. I'll just show you the three that I know and the three that I think are used most. I think they are used the most, not sure. Okay, so first diffuse. In diffuse, I'm going to add our texture because it takes only one parameter. Now I will add this to our wall. Notice over here the image is stretched out. That is due to these properties. Tiling. This is how do I explain this? I guess it tells the material how many times it's supposed to repeat while being wrapped around the object. I don't know if I'm saying that right or no. Let me show you what happens when I change this. Currently the material is spread out once, so I guess you can say it's one tile of the material. Let's change that to two. You see the difference there? Let me bring this light a little bit closer. Okay, now notice what happens when I change it from one, which is really huge bricks, to two. See, the size of the bricks reduced, and that actually makes the wall look more, I don't know, real. You can increase the number as much as you want. You can do the same thing along the y-axis. I guess it's the y-axis of the object. So watch what happens when I change it from 1 to 2. See, the number of bricks repeating from the top to the bottom of the wall increased, and the more I increase over here, the more you can see the number of bricks increasing in our on our object. This is basically the tiles increasing, so there's more images being repeated. I'm going to go with 3 by 1 because I like this the way it is. Now I will show you bumped diffuse. I've already explained to you what normal mapping is. What normal maps are. Bump diffuse shader takes two parameters. One is the base, which is our texture, and a normal map. Okay, now this is happening for the first time. It says here this texture is not marked as a normal map. Fix now. If that comes for you, just click on fix now. There. Oh, also it's a good idea to match your tiling on both the base and the normal map. You can play with the settings if you want, but um, I've usually seen people keeping both the same. I guess if you're a beginner at this and you don't know what you're doing, then it's a good idea to keep both the values the same. Now notice the difference between just diffuse. Let me bring this light more towards this side. Okay, notice the difference between just diffuse and bump diffuse. You saw that amount of detail that just increased on the wall. This can make the wall look very much real. It can definitely add a lot of detail without you having to remodel your object. You also have bumped specular, which according to my understanding adds shininess to the object, so your object will reflect light more better. And again, it it makes the wall look even more even more real. Okay, so what more can I show you? Let's see just specular. I guess specular is just the texture but with a gloss, so it shines. I prefer bumped specular. It's nice. Okay, now I'll show you the same thing on our sphere. Let's move this light a little bit this side. Okay, so now I'm going to create a new material. I'll call this ball underscore mat, and I will import two more files into my project. Again, these two files are the same as before, one texture, one normal map. Currently the shader selected for our ball material is diffuse, so I'm going to add one texture to it and see what effect it has when I apply it to the ball. Okay, I want to play with the tiling a little bit, add a little more detail. There, that looks better. Now let's choose bump diffuse and add the normal map, set the tiling. There, you can see the the amount of detail that increased. See the difference between diffuse and bump diffuse. Now let's choose bump specular. Look at that. You see the difference? Okay, so I guess that's it. Before we end, let's try out transparent. Transparent bump diffuse. I guess it's got its own uses. I don't know in what case you would use something like this. Maybe a glass or a window of some sort. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shaders that you can choose from. Play around with them, see what effects you get, see what effect you're looking for, if you're able to accomplish it or not. And I'm sure, what am I sure of? I'm sure you like what you see. There's a lot of shaders that you can choose from. So just go crazy with it. So yeah, I hope this tutorial was helpful. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.